bum 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 ba bum bum. Welcome back, my friend. This is BjjBrick Quick. This is your quick jiu-jitsu podcast. My name is Byron. This week, I'm passing out advanced tips all week long. Get your hands out. Here they go. No, last week we did beginner tips. Figured advanced tips is a natural progression. Talked about it a little bit yesterday. What's advanced? I don't know. I would say blue belt and up is pretty darn advanced. I think blue belts are good at jiu-jitsu. They may not feel like it, but yeah. Jiu-jitsu is tough. If you're a blue belt, welcome to the advanced league. It's up to you. It may can take these as tips and learn some stuff. All right. Well, the tip for today is you have to map out your progression. You don't have to, but it does help. So when you're a beginner, you come into class and you learn what you're taught. And you may, like I train at Fox Fitness here in Wichita, Kansas, you may be like what Fox does is he has a beginner class, and it has, I don't know how many classes, maybe 40. And then it repeats. And no one class is a prerequisite for another class. They're all standalone lessons. And so you get through those 40. You've seen, I don't know if it's 40. I shouldn't keep using it. You get through that number, and you've seen what he wants you to see to kind of, get some core competencies, I guess. You didn't plan any of that. It was just given to you. And if you're like most people, this is why it's a tip, because most people don't do this. You go to class, you train, you learn something. Maybe it fits you, maybe it doesn't. And you roll. Repeat. Rinse. You have to rinse. You have to rinse and repeat. Because if you don't rinse, you smell really bad after jiu-jitsu. So then rinse and repeat. Here's the problem. That core set of techniques that is often shared with beginners, not always, not all beginners get that. That was a mapped out activity that you did. It was good for you. Now that you're advanced, you're on your own. Where do you want to take your jiu-jitsu? Do you want to have a really dynamic guard? Do you want to have a really heavy top game? I don't know what you want to do. Do you want to play a particular style of guard? Do you want to get to everybody's back, regardless of where you're starting from, top or bottom? I don't know. Think about it. What kind of game do you want to play? Figure out what you have to do to get there. If you want to have a really good top game, like me, all through purple belt, white, I could list them all, white, blue, and purple, I was a guard player. That was it. I felt a little uncomfortable on top. Somebody pulled guard on me, especially in the competition. I was like, dang it, I should have pulled guard first. Even in training, I'd rather work from my guard. At brown belt, I was told, you have to work on your top game. You have to know how to pass. Yeah, I could pass guard sometimes, but I didn't really know how to pass guard. I say it like I do now. Guard's tough. It's hard to pass someone's guard. Anyways, I was told as a brown belt, you have to learn how to pass the guard. You have to learn how to be a top player. Okay. Well, I could spend time on my takedowns, which I liked to not do back then. Or I could learn a couple good sweeps. Or I could use the sweeps I already know. The problem with being almost exclusively a guard player is I didn't like my sweeps. I wanted to stay in the guard. I wanted to work from my guard and submit somebody. So as I developed my sweeps, and I used them with more confidence and with like, yeah, I got my sweep, and now I'm on top, in someone's guard. Oh man, it's tough. But as I got those things, I mapped out, okay, these 3 sweeps are going to be where I get the top game. I don't have the skill and ability back then. I didn't to play top game from a neutral position. I had to pull guard first, get a sweep, and then I'm going to work on my guard passing. If it took me 4 minutes to do that, I didn't get a lot of time to work on my guard passing. If I paired up with people who played guard, perfect. Otherwise, I have to work on my sweeps. What's my guard pass? I don't want to randomly do guard passes. You have to learn something in particular. Pick a pass. Learn it. Now what are you going to do? You pass guard. What's your game plan? You just kind of map it out. Where are you? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do with your jiu-jitsu? I'm not saying you need to be a top player at brown belt. That's not at all what I'm saying. I get these sometimes weird comments. I'm just saying have a plan. And so when you go to class, you're working on something in particular. You're growing in certain areas. Now, you might stumble upon something that's totally outside that, and it's really cool. Man, it's fun. We're doing this for fun. I'm doing it for fun. But, 90% of the time I'm on the mats, I'm working on just a few things for myself. And then the other, I say 90%, a lot of the role, I'm letting somebody else work on something. But ideally, I get to work on my stuff too during the role. Not everything you have a selfish grappling sessions. But do map out your progression. Look at the whole month. Maybe you want to add a submission. What submission? What position are you in the lot? Well, yeah, I play guard a lot. Okay. What submissions do you have? Well, I have triangle choke. That's my best choke. Okay. Well, maybe you backed it up with an arm bar. Maybe you turn that triangle to omoplata. Man, if you had to set up for a triangle, add an omoplata. Isn't that hard? Just look at your jiu-jitsu, map it out. Just do it for a month. Not like every day you're writing down what you do. Just say, this month I'm going to work on this. And next month, I don't know. Maybe you repeat. Maybe you do something totally different. I've worked on stuff. I've worked on my leg drag pass for a couple of years. It's not like that's the best ever, but it's one of my better passes. If you ask me what guard pass I'm working on now, it's not leg drag. I'm working on the body lock pass. Now, I might leg drag somebody here and there, but it's not my map. I have other things I'm working on too, but I have kind of goals while I'm rolling. Kind of long-term goals. That when I leave, if I did not get any of what I was working on, but I got closer to it, that's okay too. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you can support us, go to patreon.com. I really appreciate it. If you can't support us, that's cool. We're here free for you. All the episodes of BjjBrick, including the long-form episodes, not just the quick ones, but BjjBrick with the interviews and stuff, they're all free for you to download. The reason why that works is because people are supporting this podcast on Patreon. You can go there and support up as little as $1 a month. We get to $100 a month, and I'm going to plan on doing an episode every day of the week. Hope you have a great day, my friend. Stay sweaty.